Well, good morning and greetings. And I didn't realize this is my 161st video. I didn't know I made that many. This is a personal list or shout out to all of the people that I knew or know that always made me laugh. So this will not be comedians since these are people I grew up with, be it family, friends, coworkers, neighbors. So here goes. Bobby Wilson, my cousin Buzzy, Bobby Gaudioso, Herbie Simon, Ernie Moore, Tony Criscola, Pat McGann, Bob Marshall, Gerard Broussard, Charlie Tejan, Lindsay Reno Horton, Slimmy Taylor, Peter and Pat Liljedahl, Noreen Sheehan, Joe Maddie, my brother Ron, along with my mother and father, Jerry Shaw, Jerry Pergolese, John Martindale, Jack Lemley, Tom Garvey, Larry Miner, Joe Phillips, all of the Aguilera family, including Mike, Gary, and Robert. I happened to see them yesterday, along with Mike Costello and Tony Rocchio, Tom DeMedius, the Gebauer boys who lived down the street from us, and the three of them were hysterical and cruel pranksters also. And there were a few older than, and they were a few years older than us. And lastly, all of my aunts, uncles, and cousins. To all of you, your memories are always with me, always. The difference between New York and LA is easily summed up. If they're filming a scene in New York City, no one notices. Everybody there has something to do or needs to take care of something right away. So they're just too busy to notice. In LA, everyone has stopped what they're doing, which of course in LA is nothing, and gazing at the action, gawking at the filming, and thinking to themselves, oh, this would be so cool and wonderful. We could be in this movie or TV show. It's amazing. And you know, I hate that word. I get a kick out of these drug commercials with people dancing around all over them, smiling and being jovial, and then they have to provide some of the ups and downs of these drugs. And one of them says that you may have thoughts of suicide, all the while dancing around with smiles on their faces. So you do lower A1C, but you may decide to end it all a few hours later. It's a tough choice. Lower your A1C or become so depressed that you go ahead and take your own life. I don't know. Pay attention to the beating drums, folks, because they are beating and they are beating loudly. And I think you know what I'm talking about. It's about something that's happened in the next few months. I can explain if necessary, possibly on my next video. And face it, folks, if you get married or live with someone long enough, you will come to hate them to a certain degree. But I suppose that's how you learn to deal with people. You learn to walk away, brush it off, and move on. Well, sometimes at least, because you know, you have to fight the fire sometimes. And I know all about that because I've been burned quite a few times now. And a man will never beat a woman in a battle of wills. Never. They say that if you're restless and need to keep moving and don't like to be alone, it means that you don't like being with yourself or just being alone. And if you're the opposite, you're okay with yourself and don't mind being alone, then there are certainly degrees to this. For me, being somewhat of an outlier, I don't mind being alone, yet I am sociable, enjoy being with people, so either is fine for me. But there are times when I step back and sum myself up and I can become a bit disappointed in myself. I guess that happens to everybody, feeling that I should have accomplished more. But at this stage of the game and being 7 years old, I'm very fortunate to have had a very satisfactory life and had wonderful parents, relatives, friends, a wonderful wife, and two children who are grown up now. Can't really complain, and maybe that's why I don't mind being alone and certainly don't mind being with people. Though you know how it is with the family. Tension is a major part of life, and you have to keep either confronting it or stepping around it somehow. And you can actually donate your brain now to science. And I did approach them and took some tests, and they said that they would get back to me in a month or so. After about 6 weeks, I gave them a call back, and they told me my brain was not capable enough to be of any practical use. I wonder how to interpret this. And I'm out.